Hello. Today we are going to do an unsponsored video review of this Fluval breeder box. This wasn't sent to me. I actually bought this and I ordered it right before I came to the conclusion that I didn't need breeder boxes. So we're gonna see how this goes. I mean, I literally just bought a breeder box when I went to the fish swap, and I really just want to see how this looks. It is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. It is half a gallon, which is a relatively large tank. I suppose I would use this for like quarantine or sick fish or raising fry. Comes with a lid. And I guess we want to see if this is worth it, right? I mean, I think this was $23 or something like that, directly from the Ken's Fish. I mean, it looks like a mini tank, honestly. I don't know if I would really put it in here because that is just way too big for my setup. But as far as design goes, it looks a lot similar, almost exactly similar to the one that I bought at the fish swap. Except the one I bought at the fish swap was probably like 5 years old or something like that. So as you can see, it comes with a relatively large container. It has a feature here that is for the overflow, and I think the airline tubing goes in here. So it'll pump water through the tank so it's always getting oxygen, and then it'll flush out any overflow. Kind of like a hang-on back filter, but for like fry. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I mean, I think these breeder boxes are probably one of the better ones on the market. And there's a million ways to breed guppies and breed antlers and stuff like that. I just like trying all the ways possible. I'm gonna imagine this is something like well, I know for sure this is where the airline tubing goes. Now I have to figure out the kinks of what everything else is. So I could have three different I could raise 3 different like fry in here for like a week or something and be totally good with it, and it'll kind of just flow like that. Another creative idea actually would be to turn this to like almost like a hang-on back sump filter, because if I was to put the filtration on this side and let it run, on this side and let it run over, that could be a filter right there. That'd be a really effective filter too. But I think I would use this to raise some fry in. I don't foresee myself using those divider boxes. However, that might also help me not lose fish from falling out of that overflow. But I wonder if that's what these little cage pieces are for. So it does come with that. It comes with a airline tubing, some actual tubing as well. And I'm totally building this just based off how the one that I just got looks. Okay. If anyone knows what to do with this other piece, let me know. Percent that this bad boy gets clipped on to here. But it came with these little hedge pieces that come off, and they're supposed to, I believe, slide in here and kind of seal that lid from coming out. So it's somewhat starting to look like it's taking shape. Then it also comes with the back piece here, and I couldn't tell you exactly what it does, but I think there's an insert that goes through here. Again, if I had to guess, it's probably gonna be what the hang-on back is holding on, so it kind of just sit like that. We are getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen, which is a good sign. That's always a good sign. As always, like any hang-on back kind of thing, Comes with these adjustable pieces, but this one is not very adjustable. Okay, there's a couple of features in here that I don't think I'm actually going to use. So like, for example, those wedge pieces in here on the side, I think I'm just going to take that out, just considering if I'm going to get fry and put it in here, we're not going to really need those. It comes with this little output thing, and we're just going to pop it in here, so then that will essentially drip out water once it's in there. And there's a nice little oxygenator sponge valve thing. I don't know what you call it, but it's like that. And our breeder box is essentially complete. So all in all, I'm actually, as far as breeder boxes go, I think this is a decent one. Now I will say this line might be a little short, so I might have to have my own extra, add some more airline tubing to it. But I'm excited to see how it looks. So let's go put it in a tank and see how we feel about it. All right, so overall, not too bad. I mean, the piece that came with mine unfortunately was already snapped off. So like this part here was already broken when I opened up the package. As you can see, it's supposed to go down here. What I've done is I found some little clip piece to just put in there to sort of supplement in replacement for this. Of course, I have my handy trusty gang valve here, so everything's running on one filter system. I bought this one at the fish swap. It feels like it's the same thing. I think they are, but different sizes. But yeah, all in all, I mean, it's a pretty good invention for something that could be used, you know, for really anything. I'm yet to decide what I want to do with it. More than likely, if there's a strain of guppy that I want to develop more, like for example these glass bellies or my old tiger endlers, I think I would want to raise them up in here just for a more controlled environment. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the product review of the Fluval breeder box. If you are interested in breeding guppies, breeding antlers, breeding really any fish, and you want to make sure 100% that your fry survive, at least from the predation of the parents, then yeah, I would recommend go ahead and get a breeder box. But no need to overthink it. For the most part, plenty of cover, plenty of space usually does the trick. I just thought I'd want to experiment and just give it a go, see what it's all about and see what I thought about it. And you know what? I might use it. I think right now probably like a 7.5 rating out of 10 for me, just because of usefulness. I have the tanks to go around, so it's not like I necessarily need it 100%. For someone that is working out of one tank, yeah, you might want to invest in something like that. But if you're like me and you have 7 tanks, it's not necessarily the most important thing in the hobby. Okay, but yeah, I hope this video helped you in trying to decide if you should or should not get a breeder box. One thing I will say about a breeder box is that it's very, very stressful for the fish. So if you're gonna put an actual fish that is pregnant in there, you want to make sure that you're not doing it for too long. Overnight max is what I would do. If you liked the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I am a new and growing channel, so any feedback will be awesome and wonderful.